Can you describe to us a little bit about what Wigs for Kids is?
Wigs for Kids is an organization like Locks of Love, which more people have heard of. They make wigs out of donated hair, and they give it to children with cancer or other diseases where they have to lose their hair to help as a self-esteem booster and just so they can feel like they fit in more.
What made you want to get involved?
Well, when I was in 9th grade, so when I was 14 years old, my friend Ryan passed away after battling leukemia for 4 years. And I lost some other people in my life that I hadn't known as well to cancer, and I really wanted to do something to help kids like Ryan fight it and win their battles and do something to stand by them. One of the most rewarding things about being involved in this charity work is that I get the feeling of giving back and helping someone, because I've been so blessed in my life, and I have so many opportunities, and not everyone has those opportunities. Some people are in poverty, some people are sick, some people, they just need an extra help to get them to where, I have the opportunity of being just naturally. I don't deserve any of this, but I'm here, so I should give back so that other people can have the same opportunities that I do.
I think people perceive science and engineering as a lot of bookwork and a lot of studying. And I think some of my favorite things about engineering is, yes, you have to know the book smarts, you have to have a certain amount of studying, but it's a certain amount of hands-on, you determine what you want to do, and that's what's really cool about it.
And what do you find so exciting about engineering?
I just love the tech wing. I love being able to try to solve a problem. It's really awesome. I went to the University of Maryland and I did a summer program down there, and that was kind of where I was I'm sure I want to do this, because it was so awesome. You were trying to build an underwater vehicle or a little windmill to see if it was efficient, and it was really stuck there.
The skills that you're learning right now, how do you plan on using them in the future?
The skills I'm using right now, I hope that my communication will lead me to do even more than just engineering. It'll lead me to do exciting things and be able to make differences. But I also hope that the engineering skills will help me a lot in college with my engineering studies, and also when I go out into the real world and find a job.
Aquaponics is the study of growing plants and raising fish that coexist in an enclosed system. The point of the project is to study how fish live and how plants grow, and what the fish produce and what the plants produce, and how they can coexist in an enclosed system. We used 55-gallon drums for fish tanks, and we built 2 8-foot-long grow beds that gravity feed water back into the fish tank. The plants absorb the ammonia and the nitrogen that the fish produce, and they send out clean, clear water. So far we found that it is very difficult to get equilibrium. Everything needs its own certain things, and in order to get everyone happy, it's just hard. We are raising brown trout. We have 35 brown trout and 6 different variations of plants, and they seem to be doing very well together. Young people should get involved with the environment because it is a growing problem and we have to fix it, and if we don't, then we're going to suffer the consequences in the long run.
I'm in leadership of Oswego County Youth, which is LOC, and I did it my sophomore year. So it was basically every month I would get out of school every Wednesday, and it was me and another student from my school, and we would go to an off-site location and we would just come up with stuff to better the community. We ended up doing stuff for the veterans, and we just built things for them and did anything they needed. We did a luncheon, we got letters from people, and we were like, oh hey, you guys are awesome, here you go. One of the best parts I thought about the luncheon was that we got to be one-on-one with them and talk to them and shake their hands and really thank them for their service, and it was so sincere, and just the looks on their faces and the smiles, it was the most rewarding thing you could ask for. Do what you love, because you can't just be oh, well, I'm gonna go do this and do that. I do Tri-M because I do it with my best friends, and I love music and it represents me, so everything I do I enjoy doing. So you just need to find something that you're passionate about and go with it. don't do things just to do them because you want to.
I got interested in math because in third grade when I was being homeschooled, like I actually was like kind of working on like fifth grade math stuff because I just like it. And I just kept on doing it, so it just made it was easy for me. So I just kept on doing it and trying to challenge myself to like be better.
And was there any like person in your life that really encouraged you to go into math?
I guess my 8th grade math teacher, we call her Mrs. Happy because she changed her first name to Happy, but she kind of pushed me to take geometry at the same time as algebra, so I guess that would be one person.
What do you see yourself doing in the future with math? Do you think this is something that you'll continue?
Yeah, well, right now I'm actually learning how to do Python coding, which is like the introduction. So I was actually thinking about going into cybersecurity, which has a lot to do with logic and math like that. So I really don't really know, but that's just one thing that I'm thinking about.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about or share with us about this award and being this mathlete? And
I'm just really surprised, and I would never have expected it. So it's really awesome. Thank you.
Operation Soap Dish is an organization that provides personal care items to local food pantries, the Ronald McDonald House, women's shelters, really wherever they're needed in the community. My mom had brought me into our local food pantry and I noticed their empty toiletry shelf, and it was a need that I really wasn't aware of at the time. And it started very small, using my $4.50 weekly allowance, and then eventually moving into collection drives and talking to businesses and manufacturers, and here we are today.
that's fabulous. That's really wonderful.
I think seeing that empty shelf, and it was a need that like I wasn't aware of, and I just thought of like in my head all the toiletries and household cleaning items that I had used that morning, like things that I never even realized people didn't have, like shampoo and toothbrushes and toothpaste, like things that I really took for granted, and realized how essential those are to people's confidence and going about your day.
Very cool. That's amazing.
I'm just so grateful for just having such a supportive community, because without, the support from the community, Operation Soap Dish really wouldn't be what it is today. I think there's just so much out there to learn, and there's so much, I think, in our world that it's just so devastating looking at it, but you just have to see that you have the power to make an impact and make a positive difference in the world.
This whole experience has been really great, and it's really rewarding to know that Dr. Gleb, he nominated me and he thinks so highly of me to receive this award. I want to go to college as a neuroscience undergrad, and I'll be pre-med, and I want to go to medical school and do an MD PhD program so I can both do clinical work and research in neuroscience. I want to be a neurosurgeon. What I really wanted to do was just science, anything science. I love science, and then I found out about neuroscience, and I just think it's so fascinating, neuroscience, and knowing what's going on in your brain and being able to apply that to the real world. It's a really rewarding experience. I started a neuroscience club at my school in the latter part of my sophomore year, and that's been an incredible way to just get the whole student body involved with science and expose them to a science maybe they haven't thought about for college, or they don't know anything about. So it's been a really great experience doing that and teaching people about neuroscience. My advice for young women scientists is to just never give up and know that you can achieve anything you want as long as you put your mind to it.
I was born in Congo. Living there as my early age, it was okay. So it was later on during my, when I was around 7, 8, that's when problems started. And then from there on, my life completely changed. My dad was facing threats from military, so we had to run. As a kid, you receive soldiers walking with the rifles down the street, coming to your house. It was really scary.
What's the most rewarding thing that you've done since you've been here?
Pretty much make my mom proud because she's a single mother raising a lot of kids. So I'm doing what I can best to help her out. I'm just gonna say I'm really thankful for her being there for me. We've been through a tough time together, but she's always come out and support me through what I do. And just tell her I love her.
I created wearable proximity warning devices for the visually impaired, and these devices are called haptotech devices. Essentially what they do is they allow blind or visually impaired users to navigate our world without the need for something like a guide dog or a cane to walk with. These devices vibrate faster and faster as a blind or visually impaired user approaches an object. What this means is that they can get a 3D representation of their surroundings without actually having to see their surroundings. So they can put these devices all over their body, and as they approach an object, like I said, they'll vibrate faster and faster. But if you have multiple of these devices, say on your leg or on your back or on your chest, your brain can interpret them as a representation of your surroundings. So I'll show you how it works. You turn it on, and as I bring my hand closer to it, the device is going to vibrate faster and faster and light up. I bring my hand farther away, it'll vibrate slower. There's tons of free resources and tutorials online that can really help you. So my advice would be to pursue anything that you have a passion in terms of technology, and just don't let it go and start early and never think that you're too young to do it.
Growing up, I was always bullied. You know, I was the kid with glasses, without glasses. I was too skinny, all these kinds of things. And I wanted to take my platform in the Miss America system and go forth with it and make a program so kids understood that there is a way out and there is somewhere to go with it. And so I talked with my mom, who was a juvenile officer for a long time, and a lot of other police officers and school officials, and we created this K-6 program. And I've spoken to over 3,000 kids as of yesterday. I just want girls to know that it gets better. I want boys to know that there's someone to go to. You always have a team behind you, and through courage and confidence, you can do anything and you can get out of the situation. It's really important for kids to empower each other, because if we're not empowering each other and bringing people up, we're hurting each other's confidence. And you can't have confidence without courage, is what I like to teach the kids. And so if we're all working together to bring each other up, we can create that whole school full of superheroes, which is the whole point of You Be the Hero. Because I always tell the kids, if we have a whole school full of superheroes, imagine how safe the building would be.
Was there somebody that you looked up to that had similar initiative, somebody who else was like kind of a go-getter and did everything?
Well, I mean, I kind of don't have one singular person. I look up to many people. I try to take the best qualities of people that I see, because I know that not everyone's perfect and that they all have their strengths and weaknesses, and that I want to take what they're good at and try to achieve that myself, but also being able to realize that, like, maybe they're a star athlete, but they're a very nice person, and I want to take away the better features that I want to see in myself. So I don't really have that like one all-star figure that really is like my thought provoker, the one who I want to be, because to be quite honest, I don't want to be anyone other than myself, because I know that myself, I am unique and I am my own person, and if I can take things that people do well for themselves, or their emotions or their personalities or just what they're interested in, that I can make my own sort of mix of myself, if that makes sense. Yes. Like just sort of like being who I am, but being able to incorporate people that I really honor and respect and find what they do pretty amazing.
I play basketball as well as football. Those are my two main sports. I don't play spring sport. I use the spring to work out and get myself healthy and ready for football so I can do better than the last year. Sportsmanship to me means that if you do something, if you're not bad, you still are respectful to the other players and you're not getting down on yourself or your teammates. You're keeping everybody in a positive energy, around the field. We're not talking down upon each other. You're keeping people up even if you're losing, because there's no time to give up. You never give up. You play to the last minute of the game, the last second, the last quarter. You don't give up just because you're down, I definitely like to thank who nominated me, which was my cousin, Mike Stein, and he's helped me out a lot through my life. I'd say he's like a father figure in my life. He's always there when I need him. He's my best friend. I love him.
The reason we put on the flag football tournament was for my friend Jack. He, as many of you know, he was diagnosed with leukemia, and it really hit us all hard. So we just wanted to do something special for him, just to get the awareness out there, make sure he wasn't forgotten, and just genuinely have a good time with everyone as a community.
When I first saw the video, I was actually in the hospital. I couldn't go to the flag football because I had to get treatment in the hospital. So it was really cool seeing all the people telling me how much they love me, how much they're there for me, how much they are supporting me. And it wasn't even kids from just CBA. There was kids from CNS, JD, all kids who I have met through baseball. And it was just really overwhelming.
Hey Jack, hope you're here. A lot of people are really cold right now, but I'm somehow warm. But I hope you're feeling better and hope to see you soon.
Hi Jack! I miss you and I hadn't seen you, so I really hope you're doing good. I hope everything's going great, and I wish you could be here to watch all the boys. The boys are all so happy. Nice to know you're in here. Get better. We love you.
There's a very good turnout. We raised a lot of money and everyone had a good time.
We love you, Jack. Stay strong, Jack.
I just got a touchdown for you.
Hey Jack, it's Captain Hugo. I'm here with my mom and my brother and a bunch of my friends all on the team. It's freezing, but I'm still trying to play. Haven't touched the ball yet, but I'm going to score next game. Stay strong.
Hey Jack, you're my best friend. I just wanted to say that I'm always thinking of you, and that I just want to be here through the whole process, and you can come to me for anything that you need.
What would you like to say to everybody that participated? If you look at the camera and speak to them, and what would you like to tell everybody?
I'd probably tell everyone how much your support has helped me, even though if you don't really realize it. I'm not the most outgoing kid, especially being in a new grade and everything, but it really is amazing how much you guys have done for me, and I can't thank you enough, really.
We're actually here today to let you know that you're a winner.
What? Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow. That's great. Thank you.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Cool. That's great.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Very excited.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You are our winner.
I am, really. Very cool.
Oh gosh, thank you so much.
That's sweet. Really? Yeah, wow. That's amazing. Oh, really? Wow. Thank you. That's awesome, yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
Wow.